was it 5 or 6 years ago that Gordon Mackay and Odie Norkin came to visit me when I was president of the chamber and said they had this great idea to run buses from Lansing to Jackson to Ann Arbor to the airport. And I just said, let's do it. So we got going, and as I saw them today, I said to Gordon, did you ever think we'd have this event this day? Before I introduce Gordon, I want to underscore for you the actual bus. And you're going to see it. There's one going to be outside. This is a spectacular vehicle, and it's evidence of what you can do leveraging public and private sector resources. It's got Wi-Fi, the seat's more comfortable in 3 of the 4 chairs in my living room. It's got a restroom. You'll see it's got plugs to charge your computer. It's just a whole different experience, and I want to thank Gordon and his staff for making that investment. Gordon, please come up and say hi.
Well, I was told to keep it brief, so Jesse just took everything that I was going to say. I'd like to explain a little bit about Indian Trails, because I'm sure there's a lot of people here that aren't familiar with us. Indian Trails is a 3rd-generation family-owned company. We've been doing business in this state since 1910. We're probably one of the oldest motor coach companies, not only in Michigan, but in the United States. And we started our company in Owasso, and as things spin around and turn around, they come around. We transported people from the train depot in Durant to the hotels in Owasso. As a matter of fact, our head office right now is in a building that was one of those hotels, built in 1892. We don't need fancy offices. What we need is equipment that Jesse was describing, and you'll see outside. Indian Trails has been an innovator in the industry. I remember back in the 80s, I was pushing the manufacturers of motor coaches to provide some of the amenities that you currently see on a coach today. A sound system that doesn't give feedback. It's a state-of-the-art sound system. Carpeting on the sidewalks, comfortable seats. We were the first company to install video monitors. So students on long trips on charters could watch movies and calm the aggravation, I guess, let's put it safe, to the driver and to the escort. So many of the things that you see on a modern motor coach today, Indian Trails were proudly pioneered those things. We were the first to install these kind of amenities that you'll see. Well, it didn't take long, of course, before the industry grabbed those ideas and took off with them, and that's great, because that speaks well for all of us. There's a few, I guess there's some facts here that I don't want to overlook. Going back to 1910, the business was founded by my wife's great aunt and uncle. And Cora and Wayne Taylor started the business back then. We grew from the transporting of passengers from the rail depot to Owasso, like I said. But as the automobile industry began to take over, we were carrying workers from Shiawassee County to Flint to work in the automobile plants. And if you go to our website, you'll see a quick pictorial video that kind of describes in a pictorial way the history of our company. It only lasts, I think, 2.5 minutes or so. But it's a flash of a lot of slides that I think you'll find interesting. There's more things here, but I'm going to try to cut it off a little bit. Indian Trails operates scheduled service throughout the state. And when deregulation hit our industry in the early 80s, most of the regular scheduled routes in the state were abandoned. But working with the Michigan Department of Transportation at that time, we've been able to work in another partnership with the public-private to restore service to many of the small rural areas in the northern lower and upper peninsula. So we've been doing this public partnership for a little bit longer. My main motivation in starting the Michigan Flyer, and Odie Norkin is here, he and I both came up with the idea. I've been in this business 40 years, and I've heard every single president since Richard Nixon, and some of you in this room probably don't remember who Richard Nixon was, but a lot of you do. Every single one of them addresses the energy issue. Every single president addresses that in their inaugural address. And we've heard politicians talk about it all along. Well, like it or not, I guess we're in the motor coach business, and we thought we could do something about that. And when our market research indicated there was 800 to 1,000 people from the Lansing Tri-County area driving to Metro Airport every single day. Think about that for a minute. Every single day. Now, they're either driving themselves and parking their car, or they're having a friend or relative drive them down, drop them off, go home. When they come back, they drive down, pick them up, pick them up, and drive them home again. That's about 200 miles round trip for one passenger taking their airline trip. This model that we adopted is not new. It's being done in other parts of the country, and we adopted that same business model and started our Michigan Flyer service. But frequency is the key, and that's why this partnership with Ann Arbor Transit is critical, especially with folks in this area are as close to the airport as they are. So the frequency is the key, and people have to kind of wrap their arms around being a little bit patient, because we're not going to run every 10 minutes, but we're going to run as frequently as it can. And the goal, of course, is as ridership increases, to increase the frequency even more. So I'm tickled to death to be here and real excited about it. The whole environmental thing is the reason why we got started in this. I applaud Kurt Stile and Michigan Department of Transportation. They get the energy issue. The Chamber of Commerce here in town, they get the energy issue. The Visitors and Convention Bureau and University of Michigan, they understand the energy issue. And Ann Arbor has been a leader in wrapping their arms around the environmental serious problems that we have facing our country. So this is one of those solutions, and I applaud you all for recognizing that and doing something about it. My name is
I work with many business people, and the folks that I like the best are the ones that are passionate about what they're doing. And when you have a business that's been in a family for 102 years, that says something about passion and commitment. So thank you, Gordon.